I just think that so many of us get caught up in the grind or the pursuit of whatever we're doing. And so that's why when that inevitable end comes or a really big interruption like an injury, we struggle so mightily with our self-identity. I mean, it took me years to adjust to the life after my hockey career ended because you just lose so much of validation and purpose and understanding of who you know yourself to be.
Exactly. And, it was really interesting to talk about that Achilles injury because I remember it happening vividly. And she had just started to really turn a corner. Like, I was like, man, she's really starting to kind of show those similar Kelsey Plum vibes that we had, from a media and just, fan perspective become so accustomed to seeing. And then that happened. And there wasn't a lot out there in terms of what that did to her at that time. I mean, this is the same time as COVID, so there's a lot going on. Everybody's dealing with a lot of different issues at this point and the WNBA bubble. And, so a lot of that focus was on those types of things. And so really interesting to her, for her to talk about those things. And about that period of time, it really struck me when she said, she was riding in the car and her friend was with her and he was really visibly concerned and she had a sense of peace, like for the first time in years, she was forced to just slow down because, anyone who follows women's basketball, collegiately, professionally, understands at the highest levels the grueling schedule that these women have to undergo. It never stops. It goes directly from the collegiate season to like 2 weeks later, the training camp, to then the WNBA starts, and then you're right over there in overseas. I mean, it doesn't stop. So her life had been a complete whirlwind. And so listening to her talk about that period of time and the sense of peace that she had and how she embraced that period of time. And Mike Neighbors spoke about her ability to focus, and he was really adamant to me. He said, I've never known anybody in my life who can focus on the present and at the task at hand better than anyone other than Kelsey Plum. So if you apply that, understanding of her into that period of time, it kind of makes sense, right? Like she embraced that moment and what she was going through to really address what she needed to address because she didn't have a chance to before. And I think that was really, really, really powerful. And she shed so much light. I told her, I said, listening to you and talking to you and writing this piece made me a better person. I can't imagine what it's going to do, being able to put this out in the world.